Right. Are we ready to rock and roll?
Let's rock and roll, yes.
Hey, Queens, it's Jean Barr, and I'm from New Zealand, originally from South Africa. And I run my own company. I'm a sales and leadership trainer and coach, and I train people in the psychology behind sales. So I just thought I'd give you a quick background. God has been incredibly good for me. I've been in sales all my life, been really good at it, but there came a time where God started having a chat to me about starting my own business. Now that's particularly hard when you are in a country where you don't have any support financially. So if you don't make it, you're in the pudding. So it was really, really hard because I was the top salesperson and I always got to train other salespeople because I think the people that I worked for at the time decided that if I can be that good, I can train other people to be that good, which I don't know whether it worked or not, but bottom line here is that I trained teams all over the place and was the top salesperson in 6 multinationals on 3 continents. And then God started talking to me about starting my own business, and I kept fighting God. Gee whiz, I kept fighting God. And eventually, something happened, and I resigned and started my own job and my own company. And at the time, I was still doing that whole imposter syndrome thing where you go, I'm not good enough, I don't have the tools, I don't deserve this, how can I make it? No one's going to listen to me, all that sort of thing. But what I learned from the people who I had trained over the years, I invited them to give me some feedback. And what they said is that I had not judged, I had just listened to them, engaged with them, and encouraged, motivated, supported, and inspired them to grow and to be the people that actually wanted to then be the best in the company, which is absolutely fantastic. So that's my journey. So what I do in my sales training, my leadership training, it's all about the psychology behind the sales, which is not that ugly, pushy, arm-bending stuff. It's about the soft skills. It's about understanding people. It's about understanding of where they are and, how they're thinking and how you can inspire people. So I thought I'd just share a few things with you. So for me, I come from a place called Durban in South Africa. I was mediocre at school, but loved sport. Became a Christian at the age of 17. I remember my baptism. I had to finish my marathon as quickly as possible so that I could drive 50 Ks so that I could be at my own baptism, which was really interesting. And then I went nursing, ran some marathons, became a black belt in karate. I'm a sensei, went into sales. And then I did some travel. I was a nursing assistant. I met somebody that invited me to, at the time it was called Rhodesia, it's now called Zimbabwe. Got raped there, came back, married someone who cleaned out my bank balance and was a very abusive person. And what I learned along the way is that I have to stand up for me. No one else is going to do it. I have a voice, I have a backbone, and I can do this, but I have to back me. So one of the things I learned in sales, this is what I teach, is that you can have a great vision, rock solid strategy, great communication skills, innovative insight, and a skilled team. But if people don't trust you, you're not going to get the results that you want. Because whether you're a leader in business or in sales, people buy people that they like, people that they trust. Trust is key to anything that you do. Trust is key. And if you're passionate about what you do, then people buy the passion that you have. They buy the inspiration. They get inspired. They want to come on the journey. You inspire them to engage with you. And every single speaker here today has inspired people with their journey, with the enthusiasm, with their story. So trust is absolutely awesome. One of the things you have to understand as well is that people don't buy goods and services. They buy you. They buy relationships. They buy your great story, and they buy the magic that your story and your passion engages them with. All right? So for me, I have one saying, and it's do it with passion, and you'll be an inspiration. And every single person that has had the stage over the last 2 days has had that incredible passion. One of the things I learned running marathons is that when you are on the start line, or ultra marathons, I do a standard marathon's 42.2K. An ultra marathon that I run is about 92 or 100 Ks. And what I've learned is that when you start off on the start line, it doesn't matter whether you're CEO, you are a janitor, or anything in between. You all start in the same position, you all run the same race, and you all have the same finish line. And when I run races, I love talking to people and running with people and engaging with them, hearing their stories. And, you know, if there's somebody that's not doing that well, you step back a little bit and you run with them so that they get their strength, they get their passion, they get their energy back again. I've had people do that with me, and it's just so amazing. It's so amazing. So I volunteer with victim support on their completed suicide team, homicide team, family violence and sexual violence teams, and I'm also a volunteer firefighter. And if the alarm goes off, I'm so sorry, I forgot to put my pager off. But no, I won't just run and disappear. I promise you, Pastor Nakita, I won't. But what I've learned is that God has given me the gifts to stand up, to ask those hard questions, to be in those places, to support women, to inspire women, to just engage in that space where you can honestly, as Bette Midler says, be the wings under somebody's wings, all right? And I know that each one of us right now was born for such a time as this. God has you in the palm of his hands. He knows what you're going to think, say, or do before you even think, say, or do it. He's with you in the fire and you won't get burnt. He's with you when the water's rising and he won't let you drown. I know, I can attest to that. God is good. He's absolutely awesome. And he loves his children. One of the things that I do with my teams, and I work locally, nationally, and internationally, is we work around the EQ, emotional quotient, and that's about the ability to understand how you're being in any given situation. Now, I know we're all going through COVID-19. I know that it's rough and it's tough. I know that there's a lot of leaders of companies and team members who are really finding it difficult. They're falling down emotionally, psychologically at the moment. And I'm working with a lot of those people helping them to work with their teams, to just be in a position where, yeah, where they're feeling like they can cope, and the communication, bringing teams together. All right. So there are 4 personality profiles that we talk about, and what we need to understand is where we are and how we're coming across. So if you're the D for director person, when you're good, you can be assertive, ambitious, driving, strong-willed, and you just deliver, and you're decisive. However, when you're stressed, when you're not thinking properly, when you're not behaving properly, you can become aggressive, demanding, egotistical, bossy, and confrontational. If you're in sales, normally you're warm, enthusiastic, sociable, charming, and persuasive. However, when you go to the dark side and you're stressed, you become distracted, glib, selfish, impulsive. The relator person, who doesn't like saying no because they want people to love them, is patient, stable, predictable. But when they go to the dark side and they get really stressed, they become really resistant to change and unresponsive. And then the analytical person is detailed, careful, meticulous. But when they go to the dark side, they become really critical and picky and fussy, and really hard to please, and perfectionist. So please just do things with passion. Just understand where you are. One of the things that I thought I'd bring is that what we've got to have right now is absolute grit. And grit is about a mental toughness. It's about intensity, positivity, resilience, tenacity, and your character, building your character. Just remember that your character is about who you are, and integrity, what you say, what you do, how you show up. What people say about you is their point of view. You don't have to take that on, all right? So your character comes first. What people say about you, you don't have to get engaged in that. And then what I thought about is, just because I'm a firefighter, this is just one of our mottos, is that courage is fear. You have to look fear right in the eye, and you go, get the heck out of my way. I got things to do, places to go, and people to terrorize. So ladies, when I started my company, things were rough and tough, and it's really difficult. You've got to have support. You've got to have your team around you. You've got to be coached and mentored. Put your hand up. Say things are difficult. I didn't. But then one day I just discovered that I needed other people around me. I couldn't do it on my own. And I just took charge, asked for help. And it's amazing how many people will come and help you when you ask for it. So ask for help, ask for support, ask someone to mentor and coach you. I've got a mentor and I've got a coach. There are times when I don't really like what they say to me, but I need it. I need their perspective, because they are the people who've helped me to grow my company. They've helped me to grow me. And they've allowed me the understanding of being in God's perfect will. Because I have the tendency every now and again to just track off, just shiny object syndrome. I have that, I've got to tell you. But every single time it gets hard and I apply for a job, God goes, no, this is what I sent you. This is where you got to be. This is what I want you to do. All right? Stay here. So queens, don't worry about anybody taking your crown. They're a gift from God. They're custom made, and your crown will never, ever, ever fit anyone else. What I want you to do is leave a little sparkle wherever you go, whatever you do, whoever you're with. Help them to see the Holy Spirit alive and working in your life. Help them to say, Gina's different. Don't know what it is. She's different. I want to be like her. I want to do something like her. I've had that said to me many times, that I'm different, that I do things different. What is it? What is it all about? So, ladies, there's a couple of things that I just want to leave you with. Hopefully I'm on time and not going over time. So remember, know your value, know what your skills are, know what your purpose is, know what God put you on this earth to be and to do. All right? Be in His will. Because when you do that, you have the ability to change lives and to make an impact in your family, in your community, and be a blessing. Know that people buy people that they like and trust and have passion. People don't buy goods and services. They buy relationships, stories, and magic. When things are tough, get up and go for it. If you have to do it on your knees, that's cool. As long as you're doing one knee crawl at a time. Stay there, stay in it. Grit, determination. Please, can I ask you a favor? When you start thinking about the imposter syndrome, I can't do this, it's not for me, remember your crown. Remember it's yours. Remember it's God-given. And remember you're a daughter and a son of the Most High God. So hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, I've inspired, motivated, encouraged you to play your game. I just thought I'd put up some social media here. Why not, if you want to, I'm happy to do some training. I can do it over Zoom, Skype, any way that you want. I'm happy to help anybody. I'm just so passionate about sales. I'm so passionate about helping one person at a time to be the person that they're meant to be, to stand in the space that God has given them to stand in. I've put up a link for Calendly, so if you want to drop a line to me and make some time to just have a wee chat, see if I can help you. So my experience is in leadership, governance, sales. I'm a business advisor, helping people get grants and funding for their businesses. So I know I live in a different country, but that's okay. I can still help you. Love you all. Thank you, Nakita. Thank you, all you queens, for having me. Truly being inspired, motivated, and encouraged by the other queens here. Can't wait for the rest of it. And I'm here. If you want to ask me any questions, drop me a line. Hopefully I've inspired, motivated, encouraged somebody with my passion and with all the stuff that I do. Love you to death. Have an amazing evening. Speak soon.
Yes, y'all give it up for our queen all the way in New Zealand, Jean Barr. Y'all give it up. We clap it up, snap it up, tap it up. We do all those ups, Jean. It is obvious we've had an opportunity to have a couple of conversations. We've got some things that we're working on. So, that you will, let's just say you will definitely see more of Jean. She's got an amazing heart for people. It's obvious. She's named just a few of the organizations that she's a part of, that God has blessed her with. But the bottom line, He's giving you a platform to reach people even when they're at their lowest, right? Or what they feel is at their lowest point. And that takes a special type of person, because